Hello my dudes, and welcome to my simple and natural island tour. I'm really excited to have you, so welcome to Waftleaf. I want to preface this by saying my island is very simple, as you can see by the title and just everything. It's definitely not as intricate or nice as any of the other island tours you've probably seen here on YouTube, so just keep that in mind when we're walking around. Here's my map. The villagers that I currently have are Meringue, Bo, Pico, who's my favorite, Shep, Bill, Judy, Diana, Goldie, Tank, and Etoile. My map is honestly nothing special at all. The pathing that I use is mostly custom designs, so you can't see it here on the map. But every time I do an island tour, I forget to show my map, so here it is. I flattened Waftleaf a couple of times, so if you saw my island tour about 6 months ago, some of the spots may be the same, but most of the island has been revamped and redone a little bit. I'll quit my spiel right now, and let's go ahead and get started. We'll start, of course, with the entrance. So coming off of Dodo Airlines, we have my entrance. It's basically been the same for quite a while. It's just a little waterfall design that I thought was really pretty. I found it on Pinterest. I find most of my inspiration for my island on Pinterest, so credit to those creators. I mostly didn't come up with anything by myself. Resident services is pretty close to my entrance, so, you know, nothing special here. Let's go to the right. And over here we have our little villager homes. If you could see it on the map, we have like a little community over here. They're all lined up. I like having them all in one spot. It's just really easy to see who's home, to see who maybe is crafting something, who's walking around outside. I really like having all of their houses all together. So that's Waftleaf's little community. If we come down to the beaches, you'll see none of my beaches are really anything to write home about. They're all pretty simple. I do have a lot of greenery and flowers growing on the sand just because I thought it was really cute. I have quite a few picnic spots just all throughout the island, so you'll probably see like 8 to 10 of them just scattered about. I really like picnic spots. My island should basically just be picnic themed. Yeah, we just have some random furniture items placed. Up here, right next to the little community, we have, I don't really know what to call this. We made it on a stream one time, and it's just a nice little place to relax and just hang out. You can write, you can read, just a little hangout spot right outside of the villagers' home so they can come here and chill whenever they want to. I really like it. I would like something like this in real life, so that's why we made it. Up here is just more beach, nothing really special. If we come over here, we're going to be heading up to the museum area, and we have a little flower field kind of growing out that leads to a little bus. Let me get my camera view because I think it's a lot easier to see. So we have this little bus made from stalls and standees. I think it's so cute. I put it in front of the museum because you'll see later we have a little spot on the island where I thought like schools could come for field trips. I'll point that out later on, but I figured this is kind of where the bus would stop, like right in front of the museum. And I've been obsessed with the little bus / trailer designs, so we made one of those. A lot of the island may look very unkempt and kind of like overgrown and messy, but that's kind of the vibe that I was going for. That's kind of what the whole natural vibe meant to me. So I do use a lot of weeds and flowers just kind of overgrown and overflowing everywhere. I know not everybody likes that, but I really do. And then the museum's just right there. If we follow the path to the left over here, we make it to a little reading spot. Once again, I have a lot of these. You can just hang out by the river and read. And then coming more to the left, we have a little flower garden. I made this right when spring started to emerge on the island, right when the snow started melting. So we just have some flowers growing, a little picnic basket, some trees. I really like having small sections like this on the island that I can kind of just decorate and fill with whatever items I want. I find it a lot easier to fill small spaces than large spaces. Let's go up this way. Up here and to the right, we have our little nature trail. It's very tiny, so don't mind that. But I just basically have a lot of flowers and trees and shrubs overgrown here in this spot. This is supposed to be like a little mountain you can hike. Very tiny, not a lot of room to move around, but I just wanted to make a little nature trail on our island. I think it's pretty cute. It is very small, and I wish I would have used a bigger spot to fill, but that's okay. This tiny little nature area works too. This beach has similar items to our last one. We have a little picnic table, a painting spot, and then some of the more normal beach decor like the sandcastle and the shovel. I never really know what to do with the rocks, so this one has a little bit of decoration. This side has absolutely none. I'm not going to stop in every little nook and corner that we see, but if you do kind of look closely, you'll see little cushions or couches just kind of shoved in the corners of everything. I just wanted it to kind of fill up space and add a little bit more detail to the island and make it look like people actually live and use the items that are here. Up the staircase leads to my house. Well, my house exterior. My house inside isn't very decorated, so we're not going to go inside. But my exterior, we made it kind of like a little flower growing garden section. You can see to the right there's a silo, a scarecrow, shovel, tons of stuff that you need to grow. And then we have a bunch of hyacinths just scattered all around the exterior. I like it. I thought it was cute and it added to the very overgrown feel of the island. Past these little tiny sections where you can just sit and hang out is my campsite. I do wish I would have had more greenery, more trees, just to make it look a little bit more lush. This was one of the first speed builds I ever did on my channel, and I honestly didn't want to change it that much because I just wanted to keep it kind of how I made it back then. So obviously looking back, I would change quite a few things about this section, but I wanted to keep it authentic to what me like 9 months ago would have liked. I know the mindset when I was making this area was that I don't like things to be too cluttered. I do like them to look full, hence all the custom designs and flowers on the ground, but I like to be able to move freely around my island without worrying I'm gonna like bump into something or not be able to navigate it. So overall, it's not very cluttered, but it is kind of messy with flowers, and that's what we were going for. Over here we have the beginning of our Mush Forest. I made this during the fall time and I absolutely loved it. I didn't want to change it. So it's basically been the same ever since fall. I think it's so pretty, so gorgeous. We have a ton of the mush furniture, obviously. A lot of the cedar trees, flowers and weeds growing everywhere. We have this little land bridge that I absolutely love. And a lot of these items are just so up my alley. They're some of my favorites to use. I'm trying to find a word to use other than natural, but that's just kind of the vibe that I was going for, especially for this build. It was a huge build. Like, I feel like it's just a lot of space to try to figure out what to decorate with. But overall, this is probably one of my favorite spots on the island. I wish I could get a better overhead view of like the whole entire area for you, but those little shots will have to suffice. Okay, so coming down from our Mush Forest, we have just a little walkway. We use this little like log plank design that I've used a few times throughout the island, and it brings us over here to our tiny little plant shop and mini hyacinth garden. This is one of the more recent spots that I've decorated, but I think it's really cute and I think it took up a good amount of space. We're again using some of the same items that we used throughout, like scattered books, scarecrows, the silo. We have some of the planters and plants. And then up this way is our little peach themed area on the island. So a little context, my sister fruit is peaches. So when we go on villager hunts, we get Peach Island all the time. So I made this little peachy themed spot so that when people come over, they can take pictures here. I don't know, I thought it was a cute little photo area. And this spot definitely has more of like a symmetrical layout, which contrasts against like the rest of the island where it's more just scattered. I wanted to make this one look man-made, and like I intentionally wanted the space to be like this. So that's why you see some symmetry. It's not as crowded and overgrown as other areas. Okay, down these stairs here is one of my favorite spots on the island. I just made it recently too. This area is a little field trip, camp, sleepaway. I don't really know what to call it. Basically, if people want to come on field trips to Waftleaf, they would stay the night here. The bus itself for the field trip, of course, parked at the museum, but the students would sleep here in these tents. I think it's so cute. So the area is decorated with books and plush toys and everything that you'd need for a little sleepover. And if you continue this way, I put it right outside of Waftleaf's library because, you know, education, school, field trips. So here's the library. I made it 2 stories just because why not? I'm an absolute sucker for libraries in Animal Crossing New Horizons, so I had to make one of my own. I use a lot of the stereotypical library items. We have the bookshelves, scattered paper, documents, books, cushions, the works. I thought it was perfect that the little field trip area was around this. Down here is just some more beach decoration. Not a lot going on. Same as the other ones, lots of plants growing, some of the beach items, and then just random assorted furniture and picnic spots. So I'll just kind of quietly walk through this. Under this arch is a little date spot that I made. It's more fairy core, I think, than the rest of my island is. We have some bug models and some of like the wedding furniture, a few novalites, but I thought it was really, really cute. So you can come here if you want to come on a nice romantic date. Maybe you'll even get engaged, as this little ring would imply. But I just wanted to make a more fancy spot on the island in case, you know, you needed some romance in your life. Also, to the back where that lighthouse is, you could see in the background, I didn't clean up back there, so we're just gonna ignore that entire spot. So we came back here near our little field trip area, and if we cross this bridge, we have Waftleaf's lake. Kind of. I really wanted a lake on the island, just like a big body of water to like have a little fishing spot. Didn't really turn out that way. So we do have like a large body of water with some little hoppity spots going across to this little land island in the middle. Another little picnic spot. We've got a ukulele, magazine, picnic basket, everything you need to have a nice relaxing time. I couldn't exactly get this area the way I wanted to. The waterfalls don't look exactly how I pictured, and you know, everything just looks a little bit off to me, but I mean, you know, that happens sometimes with builds and it's okay. Coming across the lake, we have a coffee stand, and then we have a little walkway. Nothing major. It leads over here to our little post office here on Waftleaf. I like this spot a lot. It's really tiny. We've got our mailbox here, of course. We have a few packages, a box, some P.O. boxes, a little desk. It's small, but it has everything you need. And then if we follow over this way, we're nearing resident services again, but to the left of resident services is our shops. So this hasn't changed very much since my last island tour. Nook's Cranny is in this little nook. I thought it was kind of cute, surrounded by trees, flowers, everything. We have a little seating area outside. I like Able Sisters decoration just a little bit more. Again, very, very simple, but we have some cushions, flowers, a little iron garden set. Everything kind of matches over here, which I really like. Yeah, I also wanted the shops to be near each other in case I had visitors and they wanted to come shopping. It would be easy to find the stores. So all the buildings here are pretty much very, very close together. And then right below the shops, we have this little springy, flowery area, kind of like a park minus the play set. So we have a little picnic area, of course. Yet again, how many times have I said that in this video? Like, we have so many of these. Some really pretty pink and purple flowers. We have some of the log set over here. And then down here, we have a little private beach where you can come drink some coffee, watch the sunrise or sunset, whatever way this goes. And just have a nice little time surrounded by this beautiful little flower park garden spot thing. And that is pretty much the walk around of the whole island. I want to thank you so much for watching this video. I want to end by kind of apologizing for my lack of vocabulary. I feel like I said the same thing over and over again, so I do apologize. But the island is super simple. So I know that my island isn't really everybody's cup of tea, and that's totally fine. But at the end of the day, all that really matters is that you like what you've done with your island, and I like what I've done with mine this time around. So yeah, thank you so much for watching this video. If you want to subscribe, we are getting pretty close to getting 20,000 subscribers. So if you did want to subscribe, I would really appreciate it. I'll see you very soon in the next one. Until then, stay safe and take care. Bye!